a user shared the following important message on Twitter. "I am so scared about the future of the Supreme Court without Ruth Ginsburg. Without her, they're ruthless." Now, given jokes aside, Twitter has become a political powerhouse. 1 out of every 4 Americans say they use it regularly. 65% cite it as a political news source, and every single congressman, almost, has an account. As the New York Times phrased it so eloquently, in politics, Twitter is a big deal. But there seems to be some gaps in how it's studied. Political scientists have already looked at the impact Twitter has had on elections and even the presidency, but the Supreme Court goes relatively unsolved. So in my thesis, I tried to use Twitter to explain judicial behavior. I do this in 3 parts. First, with theory, second, methodology, and finally, my results. So my thesis theoretically revolves around this one assumption. Does the Supreme Court even care about public opinion? If you've read Hamilton's Federalist Papers or seen the hit Broadway musical, same thing, you'd think no, that's why they have lifetime appointments and don't have elections. But legal theorists beg to differ. They say the court cares about its perceived legitimacy. The court has no power, and they have to depend on other branches to uphold their rulings. So I thought, when is a time when justices undeniably care about the opinions of others? And that's senators and their tweets during their nomination process. So for my methodology, I had to distill millions of tweets from senators and create a usable database. I created code on Python that scraped senators' tweets specifically about the confirmation of Neil Gorsuch. I then took those 10,000 tweets and compared them against senior archives of the Supreme Court and also senatorial voting records. And this led me to my 3 main results. First, as a control, senators are really vocal about what they think about the nominee on Twitter, and it closely aligns with their political party beliefs. Second, tweets were 90% accurate in indicating how a senator would actually vote on the nomination, which means that senators really mean what they say on Twitter and act on it. And most importantly, Gorsuch did moderate his rulings once on the Supreme Court in the direction that Twitter indicated, but even not to the exact magnitude. In conclusion, there's so much more left to explore, but one thing's for sure. There is some correlation between Twitter, senators, and judicial behavior. In other words, if you don't like the ruthless court, get tweeting. Thank you.